Thanks for taking my call and willing to share your story in reference to the Michael Vaughan case. Can you just I'm interested in knowing like what happened. I know that I seen you make Facebook posts out there looking for Michael using your drone. Can you just explain what happened with you?
Yeah, that was about day 8 of me being requested out there, and it was the third area that we were flying that day, and it was a new area, and I took off from the road, which is public property, and had my truck out there with my overheads on. I have ambers in the back and red and white in the front. And as soon as I took off and started going towards the river and recording the river, um, that's when the shotgun went off.
Wow. Like, okay, so where exactly was that relative to where Michael Vaughn lives? His parents live, Brandy and Tyler. How far away from the house was it?
Oh, it was about, if I had to guess, it was probably about 2 miles.
2 miles. Where exactly was this location? You said along the river. Are we talking Snake River?
Yeah. Yeah, it was along the Snake River. I don't want to give an exact location
Yeah.
just in case the prosecutor finally does something.
I'm sorry, I
So,
didn't hear what you said.
oh, I said I don't want to give an exact location just in case the prosecutor finally does something.
Okay, yeah. And when you say prosecutor, what do you mean by that? What happened? So your drone gets shot down with a shotgun.
Yeah, and I called. I was at. I was. I'm on a volunteer fire department, and that's they. When I get requested, their insurance covers the drone,
Oh, okay.
and so that's how I'm able to afford to go out. But I cover my gas and or my diesel and everything. Um, and so I called up my chief's wife, which is a secretary, and I go, "Hey, look, we just got shot at." And then I got on the radio and said, "Hey, we got shot at," and 5 officers were immediately coming. And so when they showed up, you know, they stayed with us, and the in between them showing up and being shot at, the guy came out with a friend of his, and we have about 3 minutes of recording,
Hmm.
and that's when he was like all upset, saying, "Oh, why didn't anybody notify me? You know, you guys could have been spying on us, this, that, and the other." And I asked him, "Well, how do you know where I was looking?" He goes, "I don't." And I go, "Why'd you shoot at us?"
Yeah. Wow, unbelievable. Now, so you were when you said at the beginning you were called out to help with the Michael Vaughn search. Is that because of your volunteer firework?
Yeah, because they know that the department has a drone.
Okay. What type of drone?
So
What kind of drone was it?
I have a Matrice 210 with a FLIR unit.
How much is it worth?
We have about 25,000 into it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can
The,
understand. Okay, because I saw your post, talking about the incident. That's why I reached out to you to kind of understand. So you were out there searching, you were called in searching for Michael Vaughn. You're out there along the Snake River, and then someone, was it a homeowner that shot it, or was it just a
yeah.
random person?
Yeah, as a homeowner.
And he shot your drone down. Oh, unbelievable. So you're saying the prosecutor, so what's going on? Like you called the police, he thinks you're spying on him. Obviously you're not. You're out there looking for Michael Vaughn. Then what happens?
Uh, the officers show up. They take my statement, my visual observer statement, and then they take the homeowner statement, and he admits that he shot it down. And the thing is under Title 18, Section 32, Section 17, it's destruction of aircraft.
Well, not only
Because
that, my mind instantly starts thinking airspace, regardless of where it's at, is not on someone's property, correct?
yeah, nobody actually owns airspace. Like even I'm a homeowner. I don't own the airspace above me. Now there is, you know, I guess it's called the blade of grass rule. It's kind of a rule of thumb.
Hmm.
Like I can't go flying over somebody's property at 5 feet,
Yeah.
but you know, I was 350 feet in the air,
So
and
the
I
the
wasn't even over his property.
yeah. So did you try to press charges at the time against the homeowner?
Oh yeah, no, and that's what the officers asked:
Okay.
is do you want to press charges? And both of us went, yeah,
Oh, so okay. And but they what did they do? They said they're going to refer it to the prosecutor. They didn't arrest them at that point.
yeah. They didn't arrest him because they weren't sure about county statutes, and I kind of had to, you know, just let it be. Going, okay, you know, I get it. They don't understand the federal law and whatnot, and I turned in everything I had, you know, because obviously I turned in my flight logs, and
Hmm.
flight logs was an extra, but I always turn in my video every day because Fruitland PD, Payette County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI would review that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I also turned in my phone video and my visual observer's video all on a thumb drive. And so Payette County Sheriff's Office had that, and they gave it to the prosecutor.
Hmm.
And that was, let's see, I was told by the sheriff, the deputy sheriff that I gave that stuff to, um, that I'd have a copy of my statement in a week. And that the incident happened August 6th of last year.
August 6th. Okay.
And I still can't get a case number because the prosecutor hasn't reviewed
Wow. You would think as you filing the police report, you should be able to have access to that.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Did they ask the homeowner that shot it with the shotgun, was he legally able to possess a gun? Did they at least ask him that or verify that?
I I have no idea.
Interesting. So was the area
Yeah.
that you were flying the drone residential? A lot of residential homes around there? Or was it just like someone's land,
It was a lot of farmland.
farmland? Interesting. Yeah, because I've seen, at the time where people were out there searching, they were searching around the Vaughan home. There was a bunch of fields out there going along the interstate in the Snake River. I saw people
Mhm.
combing that area. I'm not sure if that's the same area that you're talking about. It seems like it was just a lot of open fields around there and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, along the Snake, there's just a ton of fields. There's, you know, there's some residential as you go, geez, kind of southwest, but you know, around Fruitland and all that, there's just a ton of farmland.
So we're almost like a year now. That happened almost a year now. What is your next steps? What do you want to happen?
I just would like the prosecutor to do his job.
Yeah. Do you call the prosecutor? Ask him?
I have never had direct contact with the prosecutor. I've sent emails, I've tried calls. My chief has tried contacting them. Fruitland's chief has tried contacting them, and nobody's ever received a response.
When you say Fruitland's police chief, are we talking Huff?
Yeah.
Is Huff taking the side of your position? Like, is he taking your side, or what's he being objective? Is he
Oh,
agreeing that
yeah.
there
No,
should be
he was
charges?
on our side.
So he wants charges.
Yeah, I think I would assume.
Interesting. Um,
Yeah, they Fruitland offered to help pay for the drone, and I declined because that's not their issue.
so when you say they offered to pay the full amount, 25 grand, or how much?
No, no, no. They offered to pay. I think it was. I can't remember exactly how much, but they didn't know the cost of the drone,
Yeah.
and so when they heard 25 grand, it was their mouth kind of dropped. And the thing is you know the drone itself, the stuff that got damaged was around 17.5.
Okay.
But the thing is DJI stopped producing that model and gave it's past its end of life date,
Yeah.
and so you know like nothing is Ford compatible.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole system has to be replaced.
Yeah. Did you end up buying a new drone, or you never got a drone since?
No, and that's why the insurance said, well, it's still flyable. And so they gave us a small payout and said, well, we can't replace everything, so keep the drone.
Do you mind
And
sharing?
so,
Oh, wow, interesting. Do you mind sharing with me the name of the homeowner?
oh no, I won't. I can't do that.
Okay.
Just in case, because I mean, if something does happen, I don't want the prosecutor to go, well, he blew the case.
Do you are you considering taking any civil legal action against the homeowner?
Oh, I've contacted lawyers and they won't touch it.
They don't want to touch it. What about on your own?
I wouldn't know how to do it on my own.
You don't know how. Okay. Um,
No, because it homeowners insurance won't cover a criminal activity.
yeah.
And so, I mean, it would just be me going up to him going, here's a bill.
See, I'm sorry that happened because, like you're out there just trying to find a missing child, and you're using a technology and tools that you have and you volunteered, step to the plate, and then that happens and then you get your drone busted up in the
Hmm.
process. I mean, that's it's hopefully I'm hoping hopefully you can come up with a resolution and with this, and get compensation like you're looking for or some sort of remedy.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
let me ask you something with the search. Just to get off topic a minute, about the search. Like, how many days were you out there looking for Michael?
I think that was day 8
Day 8. So
is
you
when
were
the
out there
drone
8
got shot.
days.
Yeah.
Wow. Did how many people have you seen out there looking for him?
I think the first night it was estimated between 300 to 400
Oh wow.
because we were out there the first night. And I mean, it was everybody in the community.
Do you think they did a thorough enough search for him in that area?
I want to say it was extremely thorough. Extremely thorough. I mean, we had 2 drones like mine
Hmm.
up in the air the first night. There was Lifelight, and they had night vision going. Um,
So,
and yeah,
so with those drones, what is it able to detect at night? Like heat sensors, like people walking, moving?
oh yeah,
It can.
oh yeah, and I can sense body temperatures. I can set the like a temperature range.
Can it get, does it get, like, did you see animals? Like, can it detect animals?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
When you're up there, like when you were searching for Michael with the drone, did you like get like these false reads that you thought were maybe Michael, but they ended up being animals?
I think we may have had one odd hit, and that was in a clump of trees,
Hmm.
and it was nothing.
So you guys exhausted the full area, 8 day, 8 day. How many total days were they out there? Like you said, eight
Oh
days, but how
geez,
many days were they out there looking for him? Like in a big
uh,
search,
I think weeks.
weeks.
Uh, yeah, I think weeks.
Did,
Um,
after the drone got
After
shot down, did you continue to help?
I couldn't, I was trying to. I'm disabled.
Oh, okay.
I'm recovering from cancer and a
Sorry,
car accident, and
sorry to
now
hear
I
that.
have a. Oh no, it's life. But I also have a non-cancer sarcoma.
Yeah,
So, I'm. This is what I can do.
yeah. So
And
you were
and
called to the
so
plate because you had the drone and you utilized the drone to look for him. And
yeah.
was there any other instances where this homeowner or anyone else's drone get shot down by anybody else?
No, not on this case. No.
So what's your take on Michael Vaughan? Like, what do you think happened? What do you think happened?
I have really no idea. And as far as what Fruitland PD has come up with, I think they probably have the best idea with regards to he's probably been abducted.
An abduction. Did you actually see Michael's family at all? Did you ever get to talk to them or meet them?
Very briefly and individually on the first night, detectives were walking them around just to get some fresh air because obviously it's a parental panic.
Yeah.
Um, and they thanked both me and my daughter. My daughter was out with me on the first night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was my visual observer, and it was thank you very much, and it was just a, you know, not a problem. This is, we're just glad to help.
Did they,
Um,
yeah. Did you actually fly the drone over the Vaughn house, like on 8th Street around that area, 9th Street, 8th Street?
we flew not over the Vaughn house, but the division, what is it, north of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And police were just all over. Were they blocking streets off?
No, they weren't blocking streets off because I mean it was what we stopped at about 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Oh, when did you
And
get
then
called there to go there? When did you first get the call?
I want to say we showed up in Fruitland at about 8:30, 9.
8:39. So it's at that time, what, it's starting to get dark, right?
Yeah,
Interesting. So
yeah.
you didn't see them like stopping cars and asking, cars, holding out flyers or handing, like stopping cars and asking them if they see Michael?
Well, there was everybody out. When I got there, everybody was out looking for Michael.
Hmm.
So I mean, you're talking the amount of people, 3,400 people, and that's just an estimate. I don't know how many people were out there, but everybody was looking for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the videos and everything like that of people out there just, I guess they were going door to door. Did you see any of the neighbors out there too looking?
Oh yeah, I mean, I assume they were all neighbors and members of the community looking for him.
Yeah. Um, it's just a mystery because, it's tomorrow's 1 year.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is 1 year, and the police just gave an update the other day. They were talking about they put Chief Huff put a description of a mysterious man seen him walk on the surveillance. Did you see that?
No, well, I saw the interview, and that's why I finally decided to post, um, trying to rattle the prosecutor's cage.
Yeah, so you're
But
trying to bring attention to the prosecutor to try to do something for you in reference to the drone.
yeah, but I had never seen that photograph before.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I appreciate your time, and I hope that you do get the remedy that you're asking for. I mean, that's an expensive drone. If I was in your shoes, I would also be mad too. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, and then at the same time, I'm trying to put myself in the homeowner's shoes. But just shooting down a drone, like you would think, if the homeowner didn't like the drone there, the homeowner could just call the police,
Yeah,
right? Like call the
yeah.
police and just say, "Hey, there's somebody flying something over my house. Come and deal with it." And then the police come. But to, just shoot something in the air because he feels like it's spying sounds like a little bit reckless there.
Well, exactly, and that it prevented us from going on two other cases,
Yeah.
one in Eastern Washington and one in Northern Idaho.
What
And
cases
the
were
thing
that?
is, um, one was that missing Seattle police uh, fire chief,
Hmm.
and then it was the child up in North Central Idaho.
Oh wow. So
And,
okay. So you use your drone to go out there and search, in the surrounding states too, with it.
yeah,
How many searches
yeah.
have you done?
I think we're working on, oh geez, almost 20 now since we started.
Has your drone or ever found somebody based off the drone?
Not yet.
Not yet, but it's a newer
No.
technology and it definitely gives people perspective, right? Like what benefits does a drone have in a search?
Obviously the FLIR, forward-looking infrared. I have a camera that can actually, it can, it's claimed to read a license plate at a half mile,
Oh wow, you can do
but
that.
but uh, it's not quite that good. Um, but it is an extreme zoom. Um, I have it outfitted with a payload drop system, so
Mhm.
I can have like a personal flotation device mounted underneath, and if somebody's drowning, I can drop a life jacket or something.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that exists like that.
Yeah,
Interesting. So,
yeah,
so the drone could be thrown, put out there if someone's drowning to help them and try to get them out.
Yeah, I also have like a little survival kit that I can swing into somebody with, a radio and like a 2 liter or a liter of water and
So,
compass and all that stuff.
so to get a drone up and like to search for someone, can you get it? Like, how quick can you get it up? Like from the time you arrive to the scene, and can you just like jump out of your car and just send it right off right away, or does it take like preparation and to get it up?
It takes about 4 to 5 minutes.
4 to 5 minutes, and you can get it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I have the truck outfitted with 3,000 watt inverter,
Mhm.
and I have enough batteries where I can keep the drone up constantly. So I can land it, swap batteries, and get it back up.
Or how long does a battery last per usage? One battery.
Uh, well, it takes two batteries to fly it, but generally about a half hour.
Oh,
So about 25 minutes to a half hour, depending on weather conditions and if I'm running one or two cameras.
wow. Yeah, there's I think it's just fascinating for people to know how that process works because, the drone technology is what, fairly new, I would say in this era, right?
Yeah.
And, I see a lot of police departments, volunteers, first responders starting to use drones when it comes to searching for people or just to get the terrain. They're doing this stuff out there in Utah right now with Dylan Rounds. I don't know if you heard about the Dylan Rounds case. Young man
Uh-uh.
disappeared, and they're using drones out there to try to get an idea of what the terrain looks like
Hmm.
on top of helicopters. But drones, it seems like that's the new thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And the problem with drones is, it almost seems like everybody has one now,
Hmm.
to some degree. And uh, there's something coming down the pipeline called remote ID.
Okay.
And yeah, it's going to help kind of quash the looky loos, if you will.
What do you mean?
And so, well, remote ID is almost like a tag on a drone.
Yeah.
And so if a drone is not supposed to be there, um, like law enforcement will be able to sit there and pull up the ID of a drone and go, okay, well, that one's supposed to be here. Okay. Oh, that one's not. Okay. We know who it's registered to and we can go get the guy.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a wildland firefighter as well. And there's been quite a few, what do they call them? Just people breaking temporary flight restrictions on wildfires because they want to get good pictures.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they shut down aerial operations for the entire wildfire.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, going back to the Vaughn case, do you think there's any other places they need to search that you think that they didn't do properly or didn't, do at all that should be searched, or do you think they got everything they needed?
Oh no, I think they exhausted every inch of that place.
Yeah.
I really do. Between Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, just the departments, the dog teams. I think they had dog teams coming from the East Coast or like the Gulf. Um, the FBI, everybody. I think they exhausted everything.
Okay. Well, I
But I
appreciate your
mean,
time. I would like to follow up with you if you don't mind, the outcome. I'll check in with you. We exchange messages in Messenger. I'll check in. It's good, to see what happens. I want to follow up and see if actually, you get the remedy that you're seeking, if you don't mind.
no, no, that's fine.
But thank you for your service. I mean, we thank all the first responders, volunteers, everyone out there that was looking for Michael. You guys put your life on the line and put risk, and like you said, you're handicapped, but you're out there trying to find a missing child. I mean, you guys are the heroes out there, man.
Uh, uh, nah, just trying to help.
Yeah, you did an awesome job, and I appreciate the conversation. Thanks for the chat, Darren.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, you have a good day. God bless you.
All
Bye bye.
right.